But enough on that. To the big reveal for this episode, we're gonna start something new called Fighter Spotlight.
Hey,
LT Cam G, myself will be inviting fighters over, and they will be talking about, of course, themselves, their profile, their brand, and what they have cooking in the near future or right now. So today we are blessed to have a fighter from Florida. Her name is Noelia Piper Valasso. Am I saying that right? Vasallo. Sorry, I didn't want to mess that up. But without further ado, Noelia, sorry, step right up.
Hey.
Yeah. Welcome.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us today.
Oh my God, no, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about yourself. And my apologies for butchering. I had practiced, and then just when I see that recording thing, I don't know, I forget everything I practiced. But
you got the right, and that's the hardest part. And that's most important. So we're good.
All right. So tell us a bit about yourself, a bit of your bio, your style of fighting, and so the audience wants to know. So please.
So I come from an Olympic Taekwondo background. I'm a 3rd degree black belt. From there, I kind of fell out of love with Taekwondo as the game changed and everything evolved. And I went into Muay Thai for fun, not thinking that I was going to fight. I thought I was done. And my coach was like, hey, why don't we do a fight? And I was like, oh, you know what? Sure, why not? And the second I got in there and I was done, I was like, I can't wait to do this again. So now we're on our road, hopefully, to going pro. And that's about it. I train out of King's Muay Thai, and in Stuart, Florida. And in my opinion, probably the best gym I've ever been to. So
yeah.
Okay.
So reading through your notes, you are a 3rd degree black belt. What does that entail? Like, what's a 3rd degree black belt Taekwondo person? If that question makes sense, like, what does it entail to get to that ranking? Well, in the meantime,
get her back.
Yeah, we have to wait for her to get back on. Well, in the meantime, fellas.
Did we check the weather? Is there more storm systems down there?
Right. What's going on in Florida? Tell her we good to hop back on.
Yeah, we'll let her hop back on.
While we waiting, I mean, when she does get back on, that's the mixed martial art is always fascinating me to have all those specialties. So I'm really curious, how do you segment your time to perfect the style or try to master a style?
Right.
I'm intrigued to know more about that, because I've seen those guys train, and it's crazy. We talk a lot of boxing. We have a certain thing, but there she is. She back on.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. I'm so sorry, but I'm back. I'm on my phone instead of my laptop. So
nice.
Okay. Hey, we kept it rolling. Hey, we just rolling with the punches.
Kept it rolling, and
I love it. I love it.
So
go ahead, Strap.
So the question was, what does it entail to get to a 3rd degree black belt? Because from and we asking because we're just casuals in this world of mixed martial arts. So
yeah, I mean, so I started when I was 3. And then your coach, my coach at the time, he would test you and stuff like that. But then when you get to black belt and stuff like that, so you get your black belt, and then you take a year to get your 1st degree. Then you have to wait 2 years to get your 2nd degree. Then you have to wait 3 years to get your 3rd, 4th, 4 to get your 4th. And then you can't, so my coach was a 5th degree, so he can only test me up to a 5th. He can't test me any higher and stuff like that. So I would have to go to find a grandmaster, and that's almost impossible to find. The goal is, though, to get to 4th degree so that I could be master Vasallo.
Oh
yeah.
I like that.
Oh, master.
Add those titles for sure.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
talking about the layman asking questions. I mean, kids in my generation, we grew up watching Mortal Kombat, so we think about kumates. Is it kumate? Is it komate? Is that what they call it? Where you have to go somewhere and you have to fight until you get your ranking. Like I don't know. Do you guys remember that what a komate is? Like if you watch Karate Kid, like they have to like
you talking about
they have to fight.
going on a mission.
Yeah, and then finally your coach kind of
whatnot.
hides the belt and then he presents it to you. Kind of. Sorry if I'm kind of confusing the audience,
You're
but
good.
hey, 80s baby, 90s raised me, and we used to watch karate movies, and that was like, I would wonder, like, how do you get that? Like, do you have to go fight like at a tournament somewhere and do the whole Daniel thing when he was fighting the Cobra, whatever, Cobra Kai?
I almost wore my Cobra Kai shirt too.
I was real curious though, like with you having practicing to training in Muay Thai, you know, coming up in Taekwondo, like when you're in your training regimen, like how do y'all like segment the specialties, like your grappling or your Muay Thai or your stand up? Like how does that look as far as the training goes?
So with Kings, coach kind of has it so that you know what you're stepping into. So like I even have it written down. So like Monday, 6 p.m. is drills, and then we go straight into 7 p.m. Pads, then 8 p.m. sparring. Then Tuesday, like so Monday and Wednesday kind of mirror each other, and then Tuesday is 5 p.m. bag class, or drills, bag, pads, stuff like that. So I'm very blessed that Skylar will hold pads for me, which is my coach. He will hold pads for me and help me and nitpick. Like he's not afraid to hurt your feelings and let you know, like, hey, you're really lacking in this, you suck in this, and we need to get better at this. Oh, he'll
Right.
I love that because I don't want someone being like, you look great. No, hurt my feelings. Tell me I'm not good at something so we can, we can get on it so that the next fight we're not lacking in that, and then people don't see my weaknesses and work off of that. So he's phenomenal at that.
Right. I think I asked specifically because I'm a boxing coach, and so I work with guys, and I'm always curious to learn other fighters what their regimen looks like, because there's so many different styles and methods to the madness before you get in your competition. So no, I think that's pretty dope. I'm just very fascinated with MMA. I can't. Go ahead.
Yeah, before you got back into it, did you follow MMA? And if so, who was somebody maybe an inspiration for you?
So actually my inspiration to get back into it. So growing up doing Taekwondo, I trained with her now name is Veronica Hardy, but before she got married, she was Veronica Macedo. She's Dan Hardy's wife.
Wow.
I love that human being so much. She is probably my biggest inspiration till this day. She's fighting next weekend in the UFC. But I remember one day I was talking to her because I went to Europe and she moved over to Europe, and I was wanting to see her, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna ask you a dumb question, but how do you think I would do if I got back into it? And she's like, I think it's about damn time. You have so much talent and you're wasting it. And I was like, a UFC fighter? Like, are you serious right now? I felt, oh man, let me tell you, if I could walk out of that conversation feeling like Conor McGregor with I definitely did that day. And it sparked my interest, and then I was like, oh, maybe next month. And then unfortunately I went through a shit relationship, and I got really, really fat in that relationship. I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to do Muay Thai for fun to lose the weight. Let's see if it goes anywhere. And then, it turned into me getting in shape and me fighting and fun.
And I was going to ask, like, what exactly was the gap? How long? And then how difficult was it? The love is there. And sometimes when we take a break, we want to jump back into where we used to be, but there's a process and going through that process.
Mm-hmm.
So my last Taekwondo fight, I was 20 years old. And then at 25, at 25, about to turn 26, like that's what I was giving myself for my birthday, was I wanted to be in shape. So it was March. My birthday's in May. I started that March, and So like almost a 6-year gap between fighting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
rough.
Was it like? Would you say it was like riding a bike or?
Oh, 100%. My kicks, oh my God. I swear to God, my kicks think for themselves. Like I will be fighting and I'm like, I'm going to throw a jab cross. And my legs are like, absolutely not. And I'll start throwing a high kick. I'm like, well, I guess we're throwing a high kick. Never mind. Like, we're doing this today. It was
Hey.
easy, but getting the hands, that was by far. Listen, as you as a boxing coach, I give it to you because the poor people that I train with that were like, your hook is wide open. And I was like,
Right.
That was rough, man. I give it to every boxing coach I've had. God bless their patience. Like they really have helped me. And I mean, I feel now like I'm so good with my hands for once. Like I have the confidence.
Awesome. Love to
Before
hear
I
that.
ask my question, I have to say you're pretty popular. We already have people in the comments talking about you, like this person right here.
Oh my God, I love her. That's my girl.
This is the first time we getting live actual responses just because you're on air with us. Question, and I know you may have spoke about this, but just to bring more of a just zooming in onto this, how hard is it of a transition from a discipline like Taekwondo to Muay Thai? Was it more of a distant relative of a discipline, or was it very different? And a whole new thing to learn.
Different but same, if that makes sense. So everything is body kicks and stuff like that, and like now there's checking involved. Like my last fight, we spoke about it. I hairline fractured my shin because I just kept throwing kicks like I was in Taekwondo, and I was like, what are you doing, Leah? Like that's not something you should do. So, but it was also very useful because my kicks respond, like my legs just respond and they go. So like throwing a jab cross and then throwing a head kick right after definitely comes in handy. Throwing the back kicks, throwing the axe kicks and stuff like that. That's stuff that you don't do in Muay Thai. So it has helped me with my fights to have like a little bit of an advantage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it was good. It was a good transition, to be honest with you. And I had a great coach at the time, Manny, who he used to own Bushido. He now is a coach at Infusion in Orlando. He helped me transition from Taekwondo to Muay Thai so perfectly. I couldn't have asked for anybody better to help me transition.
So taking it, I get the feeling that you are originally from Orlando.
No, I'm from Miami, but when we talk about a Disney loving human being, listen, I'm gonna put it this. I have an annual pass. So I worked there for 11 years. When I graduated high school, I worked in Disney and I loved it. But I have an annual pass and I try to go like once a week. I swear to God.
Wow. Wait. Top Disney movie creation. What is it?
Monsters Inc.
Monsters Inc.
Love Monsters Inc. And they're opening up a Monsters Inc. land. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
What about the best ride? What's the best ride or attraction?
Cosmic Rewind and Epcot. Oh my God, if you haven't done it.
She knows. She popped right off. Yeah,
it's so bad. It's an obsession, dude. It's an obsession that I have. And like, the best part is like I live with my brother. And at first I was like, hey, let's get an annual pass. And he's like, oh, whatever, bro, sure. So he started getting, like, he would kind of get excited. And then one day it was raining. And he texted me and goes, today would actually, I bet you the parks are empty today. And I sent him the SpongeBob meme where like Squidward tries Krabby Patties. And I was like, you like Disney World, don't you, Sean?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Obsessed. It's bad.
That's dope.
That's an expensive obsession. Every time I hear people saying that,
Yeah.
The thing is girl math. Okay, so we buy the ticket, and if I use it more than 4 times a year, I'm really getting my money's worth.
That's math.
Tell myself that.
Yeah.
There you
go. So, question here: how did you who nicknamed you, or how did you get the name? I'm not going to butcher this. La Fierita.
So one thing about me in Taekwondo, like especially growing up, when I tell you I'm first of all, I'm 4'9". I can't even see over my steering wheel. I have to sit on a pillow. tiny, tiny, tiny. But I, for some reason, think I'm like 7 feet tall, as most of us tiny people think. So I remember there was not Veronica Hardy, but there was another girl named Veronica who everybody was talking her up. They were like, "Oh, she's the best. She's the best." And I was like, "Oh, okay, she's the best. I want her." I was so ballsy growing up. One time I was 12 years old and there was nobody in my division, and I was like, I didn't come over here to not fight. And the next division up was 14 through 17, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna give you the winner." So like between that, this was like a back-to-back fight, like 1 week within the month these fights happened. So I actually beat the girl by knockout in the 14 through 17 division. And then the girl Veronica, I fought her and I made her cry where she quit fighting. Like she didn't she quit that fight. I
You
think she
broke
kept
her.
fighting after. I
Oh,
did. That was a little mean. And this guy came up to me and he's like, You're a little badass." And I was like, "Oh, thank you so much." He's like, "You're una fierita. You're una fierita." Like, because in Miami, everything is Cuban. And I was like, "Ooh, una fierita." And he was like, "You're la fierita." And I was like,
La Fierita.
"Yes, I am, sir."
Oh,
And it's
okay.
stuck on my glue.
Yeah,
Right.
no, and I see
I
the
love that.
branding on the shirt.
Yeah.
Talking about branding, we may have had green room discussions with you about branding, and how is it? How big is the idea of branding yourself in mixed martial arts, especially as a lady? Because I know, I preface this with, if you're in a monopoly like the UFC does all the heavy lifting. They create their own stories, narratives. Sometimes you could be a Francis Ngannou, not speak a lick of English, and you'll just get branded just because Dana White is pushing the button. But you, as an independent contractor, what is branding like in your world?
So at first, okay, and I'm not knocking any woman down. First of all, I respect every single woman that does this sport because this shit is hard. This is a man sport, and we're coming in here we have to go to the gyms and like prove ourselves. It's really hard to do what we do. So I'm not knocking any woman down on what they do. There are a lot of beautiful women that, they do the OnlyFans, they do that. And at the end of the day, like, what man that doesn't fight doesn't want to see a hot chick beat another chick up? I don't disagree with them. I was trying to go that route a little bit in the beginning, and then I realized like that's really not me. And one other big thing about me, like especially lately, like I'm very big on my faith. I love God. I love I have a lot of faith in God and stuff like that. And every time something has happened that's been shitty in my life, like God seems to prove that he is there and that I'm here for another reason. So I don't really want, like, if anything, I want my branding to be more like someone that stands up for mental health, because I did, like, kind of one of the reasons why I went back into fighting was because I did go through a very bad mental health phase where I almost tried to I'll say it out loud. It's been in other interviews. Like I did try to commit suicide and I was very unsuccessful. Clearly, there's a reason why. So my branding is like, I want, God first in everything. And also mental health. Like it is not something to take lightly. Seek help, stuff like that. I want to be someone that if I make it big and I get known, like I do want to create like an organization or something that helps women with, especially postpartum and with like, abusive relationships, because this unfortunately is very common and stuff like that. So if I could pick something to make branding of me, it would be that, like someone that helps.
Strong branding.
I love
Do you currently have any partnerships or
No, I am
negotiating? Not yet.
single. No, well, no, it's not. I'm a single contracting human being kind of thing is what I was trying to say, and then I was like,
Yeah.
get to something else. But I have been, I have been working with David Lee, who does all these amazing videos, and he has been helping me get my branding out there and stuff like that. And I've spoken to him about my mental health and deep into detail about it, and we have come up with game plans to try to get that out there to help other people. Like, if my story helps one person, that's, as I wish it would help more than one person. That is very successful. I mean, that's good,
Right.
One thing I would like definitely suggest is, this is the first time I met you and talked to you.
Yeah.
You definitely have a personality, and I think that would translate a lot with, your social media, or if I'm not saying podcasting being the vehicle, to bring people and just because really and truly, let's keep it frank. Fighting is it is the core of what somebody is, but in this day and age, it's the brand that everyone looks at. Like, look at Jake Paul. Really, he's not a fight. Okay, he fights, but there's stuff around him that pushes people to watch him.
I'm sorry, I can't stand the dude. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. And the sad thing is, Katie Taylor and Serrano are gonna fight underneath his fight card. The level of talent those two ladies have, they are legitimately goats at their sport.
I would even put them against Jake Paul.
Right?
I think they would whoop some ass.
Right. They're really good. They're really, really, really good. And it's just that they're using Jake Paul's brand as a vehicle. And to me, how does that look like in women's combat sport? Like, I know which other big brand is there. There's Cyborg. There is Paige Van Zet. Am I saying her name? Van Zet?
Van Zant.
Van Zant. And who else? Which other big Amanda Nunes?
Amanda Nunes. Yeah, but listen, respectfully, Amanda Nunes.
The UFC.
First of all, absolute sweetheart. I met her once when I was a manager at the Hard Rock Casino, and she was so nice. Seriously, that was so nice to see, because I heard Ronda Rousey was different. I've never met her, but I heard that she was kind of an asshole outside of the ring. It kind of sucks though to see like that they're the undercards. Like, I mean, listen, don't get me wrong. I do agree that like everybody's been talking about it.
I may be wrong.
Yeah, they're being ticketed, I think, as a co-main event.
Then that's perfect, because respectfully, like, yeah, I would love to see them be main event, obviously, but people have been wanting that Jake Paul. They've been branding that, or like promoting that fight like crazy. Like when they put those videos of oh my god, I'm blanking on his name. Not Jake, not the guy he's fighting. Oh my god,
Mike Tyson.
Yeah, my god, how do I blank on that? It's okay. I get a lot of blows to the face, so little sometimes. Goes all the time. But yeah, they've been putting videos up of him training, and he still looks like a beast at whatever age he is. Like, I get that that's the main event, and that respectfully deserves the main event, but they are going to deserve their own main event very soon. Like Amanda, she needs that. She's amazing.
To put everything in context, right? Let's talk about another sport, right? Let's imagine today, right? And you have, let's talk about basketball. If anyway, basketball, right? Imagine Mike Tyson is 2 years to turning 60. So let's get a basketballer from that generation, but not Hopkins. No. Okay. To Mike Tyson level. Let's Magic.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay. You have Magic, and then you have a guy who played the big three, but he was a Disney star. Which popular guy is good at basketball?
No, I get it. I get it.
Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler, right? He's won some 101s, and then the main attraction when Angel Reese or girl what's her name, Caitlin Clark are going to be on. That is so disrespectful, because Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are of now. They are the best right now, or they are going to be the best right now, and you're bringing a man of yesteryear. Actually, Mike Tyson was popping before I was born, and I'm kind of I don't want to put my age out there, but
hey, but just to tap in, Amanda Serrano spoke really highly of Jake Paul at her previous fight in the post-fight interview, if I remember correctly, because this fight was supposed to go on previously, and we get portrayed an image on him, and we spoke about this on the show before, because combat sports is entertainment. Now, Noelia said she don't stand them. That's good. Like, that's good for fighting. We need to have polarizing figures.
Yeah.
In the fight game. That's just the point blank part of it. But I haven't really heard anything about him behind the scenes. But it did pick my ears up when I heard Amanda Serrano talking about him very highly after the fight. I mean, maybe because she's getting a bag, but
for sure,
it's one of those. Right, but you know what I'm saying? Just kind of like I'm seeing both sides of it. Like, there are some people that it's hard for them to sell fights. Butts and seats. You guys that have great records, highly skilled, but can't put butts in seats. So I don't know. I just thought Amanda Serrano, they formerly fought at Madison Square Garden on a huge card, one of the biggest fights of all time. And then to come be a co-main on this card, there's got to be some business relationship behind the scenes going on. To I don't know. I just wanted to tap that in because I know Strap has a strong disdain for him, but I'm seeing the moves being made because I know guys personally that are 10-0 right now that no one knows their name, right? You know what I'm saying? So to come in the game and you have 10 pro fights, but your fights are putting money in your pocket, feeding your families. You know, getting hit in the face isn't really that fun. You might as well get paid for it.
Right.
100%.
You might as well get the bag. Get the bag if you can. You know, don't sell your soul, but get the bag.
Get the
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let's go there. No, I agree with you on that. But so I've also said this. I've always said this. Like, if I'm gonna get my ass beat, I'm gonna do it for top dollar. The only like, and this is like, you got to offer me like really good money, but I'm obviously not even anywhere there yet. Is BKFC. That shit is rough.
Oh my goodness. We don't even talk about it on this one, y'all.
Regis Prograde coming soon.
Regis Prograde, yeah, man. That's tough.
I know. I personally know some BKFC fighters because a lot of them train out of Miami, and I'm like, I love mentioning him, and I think he's one of the best fighters. Is Brian El Gallo, who keeps calling out Jake Paul because Jake Paul calls himself El Gallo now. What the hell, dude? You're not even Spanish, bro. You buy property in Puerto Rico and you think you're Hispanic now? Calm it down, dude.
He lives in Puerto Rico. He does mushrooms, so he's whatever he thinks he is now.
Yeah, but like as a Hispanic, like shut up, like you're not. But Brian is like, watching that man train is ridiculous, but watching his discipline is amazing. And watching the champ, the 125 champ, Christine, who will now soon be the bantamweight champ, watching her training regimen, I follow her a lot. She was 16-0 in Muay Thai, and she is probably my biggest inspiration for Muay Thai. Watching those people, those training regimens and stuff like that, those are crazy.
So I have a question about the training. So I'm a amateur fighter, female amateur fighter that we struggle finding sparring at times. Like, is that something you struggle with? Finding sparring with other? Because I know you can always spar guys, but as a man, you kind of always hold back, even though if you're giving each other good work. I mean,
I just got dropped for the first time with a liver shot on Friday.
Well, that's okay. So let me backtrack because the rule that I have is we can go hard to the body if you're sparring a female, you know what I'm saying? But we'll kind of pull your power on headshots.
Oh,
so
I'm a masochist. I love that shit. I'm like, hit me, baby. I literally
look, I don't know if it's, I don't know. I'm just asking, like, is that something you struggle with finding other women to get quality work?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
I am very lucky though, that being in because like being in Miami, we had fighters, like we had female fighters, but like not every, like they're so picky on who they work with, and I'm like, being here in Stewart, like so I train with this girl named Giselle, who she's an upcoming. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. She's an
iPhone.
That's the iPhone.
Listen, I've never been punched harder by a female than this chick. I swear to God, that is crazy how hard she hits. I also train with this girl named Megan, who hits hard as hell. It's kind of also why I went to Kings, was because they had females. But then there's this girl locally that her name is Ziamara, and she's willing to work with me, and she's amazing. She's an upcoming fighter too. Like she's great. There's another girl in Stewart called Tiana that she said she'd work with me, who was one of my previous opponents. So I am very lucky right now. But however, in the gym, most of my sparring partners, besides Megan and Giselle, are dudes, and they will not go soft on me, and I don't want them to go soft on me. I literally will be like, "Can you freaking hit me? Like, what are you, a pussy?" I'll start instigating. I'll be like, "Are you a little bitch? Like, what are you doing? My mom hits harder than that. Come on, let's go."
Hey, that'll do it right there. Let's go.
And they'll go hard on me, like, and I really appreciate it because if they, obviously they're not there to knock me out, they don't kill me, but like if they hit me hard, when I get hit by a female really hard in a fight, I'm gonna be like,
right. Okay. We're just curious. This is an issue that we come across trying to get our work.
Where are you guys at?
Well, I'm located in Dallas.
Oh damn it! I was like, I can always help.
Yeah.
I mean, I can
I'm
still
in
always help.
Dallas. So you know, we move around a little bit. So might cross paths here one of these days.
I'm down. I'm always down to help. I love helping other females. Like I said, this is a man's sport. We gotta support each other.
Yeah, when we talk about on the show, I'm like a big advocate for more women getting into the sport. I'm like really big behind that. So I know a former fighter, a female fighter who I want to work with. She wants to coach now. So I'm like go do it, please, because you would inspire other people to get to this sport. It's how we can keep it going. You know, we need that new blood.
Yeah, 100%.
You always have to have it. So, yeah, I try to do my part, but we need the girls, need the women in the sport, and advocating for each other. So I love to hear that.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's like a big thing. Is like we should all support each other. Like we're not at the gym to compete against each other and to see who's better than who. Like we're not getting our hand raised at the gym, dude. We're not. We're there to get better.
Right.
Let's go out and get our hand raises together, like or hands raised together, like in the same card. That's fun.
So Noelia, questions for you here. When is your next fight, and what do you want the audience to do with like whether following you and places that they'll have to find you?
So we are aiming for February, even January. I'm down for January. I'm assuming there's this card I really want to fight on. I want to fight in Rise of the Warrior, which is in Fort Pierce. One, super freaking awesome. Like it is, people go there. It's always a packed audience and people are pretty like supportive over there. So I love that. Dan also runs it and he's super awesome too. So I really want to fight for his card. Hopefully we will be doing that. I mean, if anything, like I would love people to buy my shirts, like that could support.
Do you have an
make
online?
Make sure we get those links, yo. Make sure we get those.
Yeah. So the link is on my website. I mean, I'm on my Instagram. It's on my bio.
Okay.
Yeah, I have tank tops and t-shirts and hoodies right now. So.
Well, thank you, Noelia. You can stick around. We're about to go on a quick recap session this next 30 minutes. And just join in and fit in, just say, give your commentary as you feel like. But thank you very much, Noelia.
Thank you guys. I will have to get off because I do have to finish school, but
that's important right there.
Yeah, trying to be a somebody outside of fighting.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for stopping by.
Thank you.
Everybody,
thank you so much.